So every single staff member wrote a whistleblower complaint because there were so many. Mine talked about the absolutely ridiculous expectations of the executive director, all of the incidences of racism by people who had come into the center that I had to deal with, that I was put in a position to deal with, the way that one particular person who came in, Rosa Eisman, used to specifically target myself and another one of our coworkers, Sterling, to just say the most racist, horrific things to us, and we were expected to just eat it and deal with it. They would not remove her from coming into the building. They wouldn't tell her to stop because she was good friends with a big donor named Jim Moran. Jim Moran yelled and screamed in my face and called me racial slurs at one point, but he was a huge donor, so he also was not removed. My staff actually had to call the police because he was about to physically assault me. They had to hold him back so he didn't attack me because I came in defense of one of our Black trans employees that he was being rude and nasty to. And the executive director, my staff called 911 because they were afraid, and the executive director made them cancel the police call so that I couldn't file a complaint or have this person arrested for trying to attack me. There were stories of transphobia from some of our staff, and the things that were said to them, they were made to feel like they wouldn't be able to get employed any other places, and so they needed to deal with the abuse that they received at his hands, the executive director's hands, because they wouldn't be able to get a job anywhere else, wouldn't be able to finish school. I can't believe this still gets me emotional. Like, it was bad. One of our trans employees, who was a superstar, absolutely flipping phenomenal, was passed over for promotions, wasn't given raises purposely. Our program manager, our center manager, they were made to work ridiculous hours. They weren't paid overtime. If we turned in like our hours with more than he wanted to pay us, we were made to take them back, or he wouldn't submit them for us to get paid at all. So one of our staff members had disability, legitimate diagnosed disability, several, and he purposely did things to taunt and make them very anxious and afraid at work. The person in the video or the tape was terrified of him. I don't know if you can hear it in their voice, but they were absolutely terrified to come forward and say anything about them because they actually were afraid that he was going to come to their house and try to kill them, because he was tall, he was an imposing man, and used his size to be intimidating to our staff as well. So there was a whistleblower complaint from every single staff person, I believe, that we all submitted to the board, along with this claim of what happened to this individual person with the money. They contacted me back and said, okay, we're going to take this seriously. We're going to investigate. We're going to put him on suspension. You are the interim manager of the building. We'll be communicating with you, and you can communicate with the staff. But business goes on as usual. So that's what we did. We were told there was going to be a full investigation of all of our claims. Someone was going to come in, investigate. We were going to get a detailed findings of what they found, and then they were going to decide what to do with him, and they were going to let us know. In the meantime, I was, they were told to give them access to different files and permissions, to give them codes to the building, whatever. And so I was complying with all of those things. They really presented, they were like on our side, and they were gonna help us. And so I did everything I could do to comfort our staff and let them know that it was gonna be okay, and this was finally gonna be over. In a few weeks we were closed.